This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to another very busy and informative edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Don, we split up again. You're running all over the state, and then I start off around the state, but it looked like I got camped at Grand Isle for the International Tarpon Rodeo, and what a great rodeo it was.
Well, all the running around we both did, we ended up right here. Here is Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. And a little bit later on, you're going to hear from the owner, Mark Matthews, who made a trip up to Washington, D.C. on the behalf of recreational fishermen, and we'll hear from him. But we got a lot to get to, including that too. Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo, big success this year. Had good enough weather for people to get out and fish every day. Looked like all the categories in every position were filled.
It kept jumping. There's a lot of people we'll show you. And there are a lot of things, the festivities, a lot of fish being weighed in. There's so much, it's unbelievable that we spent, like I said, 3.5 days, nothing but video and a lot of fun. And I made a trip with Captain Mike Guidry, Rippin Lips, and his friend, and beat the black cloud. We finally found some, thanks to Captain D. Price. And
well, I want to see that. I hope we can show that this week, because Mike was one of the ones that won some awards at the Best of Louisiana Outdoors. He's a great fisherman. And by the way, while we're on that, a lot of the people that we work with won awards. Captain Dudley Vandenborre won. You know, we also Mike Gallo took some awards. Tofield Bourgeois got some. And this show actually won Best Louisiana Outdoor Television.
Third year in a row, Don.
3 in a row. Yeah. I want to thank all the viewers out there.
I want to thank you. You won. They called it like an ambassador award, Selling Louisiana
spokesperson for Louisiana Outdoors. I was really honored with that one.
And your radio show.
And the radio show too.
That was a given,
really good show.
It?
Again, thanks to the viewers for your votes and making Paradise, Louisiana, again, your favorite outdoor television show in the state of Louisiana. We've also got the H&H Tournament Report, some information. We had 2 big ones this week, but we've got more coming up over the next coming weeks and months. And we've also got a news segment to fill you on the latest details of Louisiana outdoor news. It's all coming up right here from Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, where you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria. Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts. Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Today we're at Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Boulevard in Baton Rouge at the side of Superior. And the owner is joining us now, Mark Matthews. And
Hello.
Mark, thanks for taking time to be with us today.
Good morning.
You recently had a trip over to Washington, D.C., which
did.
was a little bit of an experience. What was the purpose for you going there?
We went up there to try to encourage our congressmen to pay very close attention to a bill that's coming through the legislature in D.C. to give more of a modern adjustment to the Magnuson-Stevenson Act to allow us to have a better access to the natural resource that we all belong, that belongs to all of us.
Well, everybody's pretty much tired of hearing about Magnuson-Stevens Act, because that is the one that's always thrown up as the stumbling block by the legislators and tell us we have to abide by this law. Well, now we finally got some shakers and movers in there who want to change that law. It's been long overdue. Who are some? I don't think you had to go there to impress our Louisiana legislators. I think the mission was more to convince the other legislators to get it.
I was there. I did a very good job when I went to meet and speak with the staffers, and I just wanted to make sure before I left their office and the several congressmen that I did meet with, that they truly understood the impact of how the law works and the impact that my store, although small, does have an impact on the community. And it's important that, the way the law was written back in the 70s, 40 years ago, it was written for an industry that measured its catch in tonnages. And, the recreational industry just isn't that way. And I wanted to, impress upon them that the bill needed to address that, the sportsmen are probably some of the best stewards of the natural resource out there as far as a user group. Without the natural resource, we don't really have much more conversation. So sportsmen together have been one of the best preservers of the natural resource. Also, the second important point to make to the Congress was that we don't want this to thought or mentality, just because maybe you don't snapper fish, understand that faulty management as far as a recreational person is, coming from, we didn't want it to get into other areas and other fisheries. And the guy, Mr. Cicero from the Northeast, that's the manager of Folsom, made the point that, he's a year and a half out bringing stuff in for, to forecast sales, and, here it is, and now they close the season on them, and, it's very disruptive to the whole chain.
Who else was there giving testimony?
They had the guy that owned, I think, 7 boat companies, Mr. Deal, I believe. He owns Pathfinder, which I think we'd all recognize here. Sure. Self-made, very successful. I believe Bass Pro was there, Yamaha, I think Yamaha was there, Mercury. They had a lot of heavy hitters there, ASA, of course. Jeff Andrews with CCA there, doing a very good job. And of course, I was brought by Chris Macaluso, who it was quite an education on what an important job he has, how talented he is, and how hard he does work for our cause.
Yeah, he's with the Teddy Roosevelt Conservation Partnership, and just a really wonderful organization. And Chris gets down into the nuts and bolts of snapping.
Really knows
he
what
has
he's
a good
talking
grip
about.
on him. He really does.
For a sportsman out here, especially a fisherman, we really need to be very thankful that we have Chris to help us.
Well, it's great you got to go up there and give testimony. What did you come away with feeling as far as what happened with the other legislators? Because I have no problem with our Louisiana representatives. They're on board with the recreational fishermen 100%. But did you and the other legislators impress the ones that really have no idea what's going on and what's at stake here?
Some of the things that I learned, like I said, it was very educational. The process is tedious. It's very hard. However, it is our process. It is democracy at work. I was surprised to see like Georgia congressmen there. Some of the Florida guys were there. I was pleased and very impressed on how the Louisiana congressmen, there's a lot of cohesion. Garrett Graves is a leader in this area, and a lot of the Louisiana delegates, as well as other delegates across the country, do rely on Graves to kind of take a leading role in this effort. And they do go, I think he's the go-to guy for information and what direction and what would be most positive.
John Kennedy is another one.
Excellent.
Everyone from Louisiana.
His staff was wonderful. Scalise's staff was fantastic.
Well, Mark, on behalf of the recreational sportsmen, we owe you a thank you for taking time out of your life and your business to go up there, but no plans to get a job in Washington to deal with that on a regular basis.
I'll stick to the hooks.
Better at
we'll
fishing
just sell
tackle.
the hooks, yeah.
Very good. All right, we'll be right back with more. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. The CCA Louisiana Star Tournament is doubling down this year. Double the tagged redfish. Twice the trucks. Over $500,000 of prizes awarded in more than 20 categories. Open to all ages, inshore and offshore, youth enter free. Don't let your chance to win swim away. Register at ccastar.com or at any Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, the biggest fishing event, 3-day weekend event that we have in the state took place, Grand Isle International Tarpon Rodeo. It's the oldest saltwater fishing competition in the entire country. How was it this year?
89th annual. That's hard to believe. 89 years. It was tremendous. The weather was good. Had a couple sprinkles a couple times that first day weigh-in. Some other big fish. A good friend of ours that owns E-Tail and Vision, the Scanlons, Arthur Jr., they come in with a mark.
We had probably 2 or 3 come to Jesus moments between me and this fish. She come up, we had her almost leadered, and she decided, oh, I'm gonna go for another run. And in that run, she decided to get tail wrapped. And I tell you, that fish dug and dug deep and took all that ADT could handle. And I don't know if you've ever seen wicked tuna, but it was constant, just pulling that line and pulling it up. Poor thing died. We're a team that loves to tag and release. You know, these marlin, they're very humble fish. We try to give back. We try to put them back out in the ocean. Unfortunately, she passed on us, so we decided to go ahead and bring her in. But if we could have, we would have loved to have tagged and released this one as well. You talk about a pretty specimen of a fish. It's very humbling to be able to come out and to not only for that, but to come back to give back here in Grand Isle for Vision, for E-Tail, just to come out and give back to this rodeo. One of the oldest the oldest rodeo still in existence. So it's very proud to be able to be here and a humbling experience. We're glad to be here.
And they had some outstanding catches. For one thing, a possible rodeo, state record and rodeo record grouper. And you wrote down some
J.J. Tabor unofficially broke his own record. He had a 359-pound monster grouper he caught a few years back. Now he's topped it with this 383.2-pound grouper.
We were fishing about 200 miles west of here. We were targeting big Warsaw groupers specifically. We hadn't done this in a couple of years. So we knew we had a good one. I didn't think he was quite this big, but it's a great fish.
Tremendous fish, and I see no reason why this won't be accepted by Louisiana Outdoor Writer Association committee, but it is a formality. The other catch, the rodeo was named after Tarpon. Cade Candies won the Tarpon division, 163 pounds, 12 ounces, a beautiful fish too.
What was real emotional, the night of the award ceremonies, it was one celebration for that young kid. Miss Candies was there, the matriarch of Otto Candies, who the pavilion is named after. Mm-hmm. They were there, and what other legend they got was Coon Pop. The Swesses, almost all those were caught, except for one. Coon Swess had somebody from the Swess family was in that area and helping them fish.
Well, let's go down there and take a look at it firsthand. The Grand Isle International Tarpon Rodeo, 89th annual.
Welcome to the 89th annual Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo held over here at Sand Dollar Marina in Grand Isle, Louisiana.
Kirby Chesson Jr. from Homer, Louisiana. We went out to Grand Isle for the Tarpon Rodeo out of Grand Bayou. My little boy Branson Chesson caught 152 pounds, 6 ounces off of a coon pop.
We got out there about 6 this morning, daylight. Been pulling coon pops all day. First strike we had, blind strike.
there. I'm from Houma, Louisiana.
Where you caught that fish?
We caught that at West Delta 73.
And you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Tell me about that fish you caught today.
So it was this big. My dad was this big, and I was this big.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana, and you thought I went away. No! Out fishing the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo. Come on down.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
This is RJ from Swamp People, and this is Paradise, Louisiana.
Nick, tell me about that fish.
Caught him for 5 hours.
Look at the camera.
Caught him for 5 hours. Had him hooked in the bill, light pressure. Ended up getting the fish in a boat, team effort. Team boat tox. Captain Bo Grafton. Tarpon Rodeo, 136-pound sword.
Dr. Bo Grafton from Thibodeau, Louisiana. We were fishing on the boat tox. Caught an awesome swordfish, 136 pounds. Little Bo just got first place catfish. He's all pumped up.
We were able to fish Thursday and made a little run up to Lafitte where we wanted to go last weekend for the Tito's tournament, but we just quite didn't have the boat to get there. But we had a great day on Thursday morning from about 8 o'clock to about 1 o'clock.
What area in Lafitte? What area in Lafitte?
Around Bay Dogre.
My name's Chase Nelson from Evansville, Indiana. This is Josh Morrison from Indiana also.
Josh, you were the one on the ride, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I caught about a 300-pound blue marlin there at the Brutus oil rig. And what'd you say, 45, 50-pound yellowfin tuna? Yep. Was that at the Helix? Yeah, that was at the Helix rig. The Helix rig.
Isaacson, Regional Director for CCA Louisiana, and we've got volunteers from CCA Louisiana, a lot of them from the West Bank chapter, here filleting fish all day long that is going to go to the New Orleans mission as part of the Second Harvest Food Bank as a partner of theirs, and they're going to be able to give all this fish to have a big fish fry this week for people who really need it. So we're making sure that the fish do not go to waste here at the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo.
watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Welcome to Tarpon in Grand Isle, Louisiana. You can see we're having a great time. This is the mayor's party. This is right before we give the presentation tonight at 7 o'clock. The awards at 8, trophies. Thank the good Lord and Bob Breck for having no bad weather. We had a beautiful parade. We had to watch the weather, and it turned out beautiful. Tonight's our night, and we're going to make sure we continue to talk over here.
Welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana H&H Tournament and Rodeo Report. Gary, while you were in Grand Isle, I was over at Faux Pas in Venice, another big major rodeo. We're going to show you some of the highlights of the fish that came in over there last week. Also coming up next week, Empire South Pass Tarpon Rodeo. Want to invite people to go down there. They got big plans. That's another one of the oldest rodeos in the state. And not too far down the road is the Ride the Bull, the largest kayak tournament in the world. And one thing I found out they're going to have this year, which is an excellent idea, they're going to have a kind of get your gear ready night prior to the rodeo. So people that fish in kayaks but have never fished for bulls out on a coastal area like in Caminada Bay, they're going to gear you up and give you some advice, some of the guys from the Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club. So go to their website, bckfc.org, and you'll find a whole schedule.
Give a shout out to CCA, too, for taking this over.
Sure did. Did a great job stepping up. Now, what else we got on the report?
Well, we got reports, and we're going to get some bass reports that'll be coming in real good. Fishes of Men. It's not a new tournament. It's been going on less. Fishes of Men, you know what that is. That's a sort of a Christian-led organization. But Ryan Gomez and Brian Mastretta won it at 15.36. They also had the big bass at 5.74. Second was Vernon Silva and Gerald Butler. They had 14.98. Just to give you an idea, top 12 were all within a pound and a half, 2 pounds to the top. So you had to have 12 pounds to make it in the top 12. So it was amazing. And then Going down the other way is the same. It was very few differences in ounces in the fish. They fished it, dry runs landed, and we got some pictures of the winners. The LA won Slamboree results, thanks to Luke Beston and them, and they put it on. We'll run them on the screen. They had some good weights. Slamboree is a slam. You know what it is. Huh?
Right.
We got the Louisiana Slam. We'll tell you all about it. Upcoming tournaments, Terrell's Catholic High School fundraiser for their bass team. You know, which they will send them to the Nationals or wherever. This be at Henderson. School Bass Team fundraiser. You can go to their website. That's going to be September 16th. August 12th, this is the second annual Troops for Youth Archery Tournament. If you want to know more about it, Outdoor Express has been helping put it on for 2 years. It's an archery tournament, and it's got all kind of classes. The youth, adults, everything. Freestyle, open class, bow hunters. First, second, third prizes awarded in each category. The date again is August 12th, and the location is 1400 August Drive in Luling, Louisiana. Shooting begins at 8 a.m.
All right, while you're talking about archery, you want to congratulate a couple of Louisiana schools, Benton Middle School and also Kingston Elementary, taking part in the National Archery School Program in the World International Hunting Organizations Championship. So congratulations to those young archers. And one final bit of news, tax-free weekend for certain items for sporting. I hear at Superior, fishing tackle doesn't qualify, but Mark says they're not leaving him out. You're going to have tax-free business here this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday here at Superior Bait and Tackle. Thank you, Mark. All right, when we come back, we got the Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report, and also we're going to show you a little fishing trip with Captain Mike Guidry.
Hey, good morning there from Grand Isle, Louisiana for the Tarpon Rodeo. We're going out fishing, do a little topwater action for y'all. Got my good friend Cajun Hibachi, Kurt Curall, with us this morning, and Mr. Gary here. So we're gonna see what this morning brings us there and catch us some good fish.
Tim, I know we're at Elmer's Island right now, and I see about 30 boats right now.
Yeah, yesterday, me and my good buddy there with Cajun Hibachi was over here throwing topwater, checking out the area, just doing a little Thursday fishing there. And we caught our 50 trout all on topwater and figure out that today we would go ahead and do the same thing again here with Gary. And like you've seen, they got a whole bunch of boats all along here, but these fish have been holding tight to the beach. So that's why we're getting a little closer than most of these boats are.
It's nice. Got some hits.
Nice enough.
Gotta be careful.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Number one, anyway.
We're in the box.
Whoa, good trout. Now that's what you're looking for. There you go. That's not really unusual, is it, Captain?
Not for the Grand Isle area, middle of the day.
That far?
Oh, yeah.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, sometimes 10, like almost like deer hunting and stuff, 10 to 2. You don't have to get up early in the morning, you can go out, come out here in the middle of the day and catch your fish.
It's, I'm sure the moon phase tide had a lot to do with it, though, huh?
Oh, yeah, we got a good tide today. In fact, right now we're on the outgoing tide. It just started probably about 30, 40 minutes ago. Can't beat topwater action right here in Grand Isle, Louisiana. With Louisiana, Paradise, Louisiana.
Look at that. Better trout, too.
Yeah.
That's the middle of the day, Mike.
It has a lot to do with talent also, but just knowing where the fish are at different times of the year. You know, at this time of the year, your fish are coming down for the lake. After second week of September, they're gonna start moving north for wintertime. That's why your wintertime areas there close in, the Golden Meadow, Leeville area, people are catching fish 5 minutes from the launch. They spend their winter up there. Then, come around April time frame, they start making their move back south again, and everybody here in Grand Isle, the Fouchon, Buras, all of those areas just love fishing.
Woo! There you go, Mike. You got it there? Let me tell you about Mike. And Mike the other day made a bunch of trips up there at the Sportsman Show. He had different captains, inside captain, that ever became captain. Most hospitable. He had all kind of things.
Yeah.
Name some of them you want.
One of few awards that I had.
Proud of?
The one I'm most proud of is the teaching, bringing families, instructing the kids. That's our future of fishing. That was probably the best one I had. Best overall inside guide, I had that one. But it was the family stuff. I love bringing kids and letting them enjoy this instead of being
How come you don't love bringing Mr. Gay a little bit more?
Well, you know, every once in a while that black cloud there gets kind of dark
You
there.
done been there twice. It took us a while this morning.
You know, you've been with a lot of people there, and that black cloud has cleared up a little bit.
Let me tell you, Mike, what do you attribute so much success you have over the years? The knowledge you know, I know you have this area, you lived in this area, but you're in an area where you can travel all the way to the coast and all inside, am I?
Right. Where we fish at here in Lafourche and Jefferson Parish is you got fish all over. But because you got the fish, you got to know when they travel, where they're moving to, locations like that. You know, summertime, everybody loves to vacation here in Grand Isle, Fouchon area. Come out and fish this whole summertime. But then around September when school starts, the fish are just like the schools there. You want to start moving up, getting closer to land, the lakes, the bays, things like that. They're going to spend their winter time up north. And then right after school lets out for summertime, they come back here and enjoy their summer like the rest of us.
You got pretty blue eyes too, but look here.
And we catch beautiful trout.
That's some pretty fillets.
Fillets there.
Thank you, Kirk. Been on camera right now. I'm going to go catch me a couple more. Look at that.
You want
beautiful. Middle of the day right now. 10:30. 10:30. We found them fish. He knew he had some places he wanted to try. And shame on him if you ever want to come here. And he booked solid, but call him anyway. Rippin Lips, you know why they call him Rippin Lips? Because his favorite's topwater. And we've been ripping the lips out of him, getting him bait out. There it is, right there. And that's my mitt.
Right.
Keep him on there.
Where's that glove, Gary?
Come on, glove. You're supposed to be the captain.
I'm enjoying this. I don't get that kind of treatment there too often.
I tell you what, it's worth it.
Look at that.
Just keep remembering when the fish keep biting on top. In the wintertime, when you got a slack one during the week,
Yeah, you know, Don, old Don want to call him the black cloud there. Shit, keep the sun off of us there. That black cloud catch fish.
Yeah, but you gotta remember one thing.
All right.
You gotta work.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have a captain nose. I thought we left, we messed up. You did too, be honest. When we left over there and your buddy started catching.
I wanted to turn around and go back, but you know that when you got so much area to fish, it's hard to say what you're gonna do. But we stuck with a plan, and the plan worked.
And hey, come back, guys. Yeah. Ain't it just great after being LA? Catching them fish in the morning. Come on. You know they call it walking the dog? That's that song.
Oh, yeah.
Old Perry Como said. Ain't it just great after being LA? Walking my baby back home. Then in the morning I'm walking that beach. Walking the dog.
That little boy there.
Whoa, walk that dog. Whoa, get it, look at it, put it. Come on, Mike.
I was trying to get it out of your way there.
Now you were trying to mess me up and laugh. Look how size of those trout. Those beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Kirk. Whew. Let me show you why they call it ripping lips. They rip his lip. Rip his lip.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome to the news segment here on Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, first thing we want to talk about, alert people, False River is going to be going through a drawdown between the months of September and January. So you might want to, if you're familiar with the area and it's going to affect your fishing or your boat launching, be aware that it's going to be taking place. Grand Isle, a couple of news items down from Grand Isle. One, a persistent problem of litter on Elmer's Island on that beach. And that's got to be straightened out. What's going on there?
I walked it about 3 weeks ago. The litter one had a lot of grass, but the biggest problem is people pick up their litter, there's no receptacles on our land.
Mm-hmm.
Used to have the Friends of Grand Isle used to put it in there. Wildlife and Fisheries did a beautiful job. You saw when we did it. And most of the island is still pristine, pretty where they got it. But where people travel and carry this, people, I don't know why they can't bring it home. They shouldn't have to.
Right.
There ought to be receptacles on that
Certainly.
island. We've been pushing and selling. There ought to be receptacles even right there at the gate or further down. Somebody go there. Now, I guess the wildlife fish don't have the money to rake it, but let me give a compliment. I rode the island from Elmer's Island in a boat with Mike Edwin when fishing. I rode. And down there, Mike showed me where they were doing the repairs on the levee, because it was eating out, but now they're putting rocks. Grand Isle Beach is beautiful. I rode the whole thing all the way down to the state camp. They got a cleanup crew. They go in there every day. They clean it up.
Well, we did hear some comments from Mayor David Carmadale about that situation down there, so we want to hear from him.
But I want to let you know we fight hard. And the island's the best it ever been. Thank God there's no storm. Hopefully this little front don't go in the Gulf and stir into something. But in the meantime, I can honestly tell you that I enjoy working. You've seen the rocks that's being built on the end by Bridgeside. It's not fun to come in with $3 million. We just spent it as of today. The last check was signed yesterday. I got a meeting with the governor Tuesday between Rick and Temple and the council of Jefferson Parish. We got to come up with $3 million to go an extra 1,700 feet. We're going to get that money. But we met with the Corps, and the Corps is telling us they can't help us unless it's a Category 3. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's a lot of fighting to try to get a little money. Because the government only looks at the residents that we have is 1,396 people. But I'm going to stand here and tell you, last Friday I met with the colonel, and they told us they couldn't help us. First time in 29 years I had $1 million from the parish, and I had $1.5 million from the state. I never had that before. It was always, if you get matching funds, the government's going to help you. And I told it to Senator Cassidy last Friday in a meeting in downtown New Orleans at the Corps' office. He said, David, I'm going back. The Corps told me they couldn't help me. So I told him, I said, I'm going to tell you like Uncle Roger told me. Uncle Roger's here. Where's my Uncle Roger at? He came to Washington with me many times. The Korean veteran right there. He said, David, how many times? He's been elected 4 terms and he retired. He went to Washington many times. He said, how many tell you I'm old enough, I'm your uncle? He said, we told you don't talk to the altar boy, talk to the Pope. So I talked about my Uncle Roger last Friday. And I told that to the colonel. I said, I'm not talking to you no more. My daddy told me, don't talk to the altar boys, talk to the Pope. So the colonel is from Long Island, New York, just like Randall. And his daddy builds boats. I figured, well, if he builds boats, wooden boats, he's a Cajun boy. The colonel loves the island, but his hands are tied. I said, we're going to change the language. But I'm not talking to the altar boy no more. I'm going to the Pope. So the colonel looked at me and said, I'm the altar boy? I said, not yet. I'm telling y'all today that I'm going to meet President Trump, and I'm not going to ask him for $22 million. We can put them rocks down for about $11 million. And I'm going to tell you that it's going to be half the price. And the president, the businessman like he is, when he looks at that dollar, he says it's going to make a lot of sense. Hopefully I can get there. There's a young girl that we got a connection with through the White House. She's from Louisiana. And she said, I could get you in the White House. She said, but I don't know if I can get you to the Pope. So what I'm trying to tell you is, once we get that word out. So when I was leaving out the meeting, the colonel called me in. He said, come see David, I want to talk to you. He said, I want to be honest with you. There's a little mayor in South Carolina that just wrote a letter to President Trump. He's fired up like you. He won't take no for an answer. He said, but I'm going to tell you. He wrote that letter, and Trump just called him in the office, and I'm fixing his island. I said, give me his name. So I just going to get Jan to call him Monday, got his name. We're going to work closely with this. But the government, the narrowest part of the island is when you came on this island this weekend, you could see by Bridgeside. Andy Valance used to say, Jose Canseco could hit a baseball from the Gulf to the Bay. Well, right now, a baseball player in high school could hit the ball if I wouldn't have put them rocks. So I'm a little worried about that. I don't want to lose y'all, and that's the first thing on our mind right now. So if the beach is a little dirty, I'm trying my best. If the mosquitoes eat you up, we're trying that too. We got
what else have we got on the news to talk about? The Wildlife and Fisheries, they're processing applications. Hunting seasons aren't that far off, and they're taking lottery applications for some of the hunts, including dove, and also for some of the physically challenged hunts that are going on. So spend some time on the Wildlife and Fisheries Department's website if you're interested in planning out your hunting trip on public property.
One more thing I want to banquet, knowing the biggest organization, always one of the people that gets involved in the best conservation groups, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. They'll be at the Copeland Tower at the Best Western in Metairie on August 19th. So check out if you liked it. Rocky Mountain Big Game, get in touch with them and get you a ticket.
All right, we'll be back with more of Paradise, Louisiana.
Sight casting redfish in the Louisiana marsh is this exciting. To make it even more exciting, the Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka, will add $10,000 to the first place team of each of this year's events, plus a $20,000 payoff to the grand champion. It all starts in April, so register your team now and come out to see the most exciting tournament series Louisiana has to offer. The Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria. Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts, Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Gary, we've seen a lot of fish coming in between the Faux Pas and the Grand Isle Rodeo. Fishing saltwater has been good. One very important thing to mention is how this snapper season's working. They've got this snapper season to be open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and a couple of holidays on in through Labor Day. If we have not reached the harvest quota maximum by that time, it's almost now on a weekly basis, a week to week. As soon as they've reached that quota, Wildlife and Fisheries will put the word out to shut it down. I was very fortunate it was open for Grand Isle and Faux Pas last weekend. Looks like it's going to be open for Empire Southwest, South Tarpon.
Don't think it's going to make it to Labor Day?
I don't think so, depending on weather and how many people get out and fishing, but hopefully we can get it all the way in. That takes care of the snapper. There's been some good offshore fishing. There were quite a few lemonfish. That big dolphin that came in over at Faux Pas was over 45 pounds. That's really a good fish to show up. Tarpon showed up, and you know, pretty much all the categories were filled with the offshore species.
Snapper still one. They're bringing all these marinas are back, and the bait salesmen. That 3-day weekend has really been a lift for them financially and everything else. Got people excited again. They're beautiful. They're snapper coming in. They can almost hand and pick. You very seldom see one come in, he's under 12 pounds. You know, they're keeping their 2, they run from 2 to 19 pounds. Talking about the snapper, look at Danica Bailey-Williams. You know, she worked over there. She had to get out. She got a 19-pound snapper, snapper here. And then going back, you know, offshore, you was talking about the tarpon. It's just now getting ready to get started. Bruce died in them who placed in there. He's been talking about me going out there, and I watched the sweats. They're going out there. All of them are fishing that coon pop. Now, you imagine that bait came out and how they did it and how they rig it. And it just originated here, probably going all over the world now. So if you're looking there for that, you might be able to book a trip with the Swetzers too, because they got 3 generations of family fishing them tarpon. Now, I got a report from Leeville. I'm just going to give you. We got again from High Water Charters. He's sending me pictures. They're putting names on them, but he's giving a good report. They're using live bait, and they fishing everywhere from the Wrigley's to the islands that are out there in East Timberlea. In Venice, I'm getting the word from now, the trout has really not turned on yet. You got to find them. Redfish are everywhere. When we made the trip with the Fish Kit, every time we get on a point, a lot of undersized fish, you don't need nothing. You can catch them on plastic, especially gulp in them, but they're using a jig head. Same thing over there with towfield. I'm going to show you when we fished with towfield with those guys. They were everywhere. We're fishing the Wrigley's and Little Lake, and we catch them on plastic, but when you first getting started, we was catching redfish this big, about that long, this under 16 inches, a jig head and a market shrimp. So all the reports I'm getting from them. Mark Barker sent me a report with Captain Scott. They're doing the same thing. They're catching them all they want. You're going to make you a limit, but you can still have fun on those small redfish. That means a good sign. You see right here, Delacroix, you should be having more from Brent Sound and them, I don't know. But Bryce Roy, Bryce Ray, 9 years old, big red, he sent it over there. Cocodrie, Wayne Chapman and them are really catching, but here's the secret again. Live cocos, also in Leeville. They fishing live cocos. Some people drop shot or Carolina rig. For some reason, they last longer than the croakers. They're cheaper if you buy them, but you can catch them. They're a lot easier to catch than catch croakers. You can get in a slough, anything, get you a trap. You can put cat food, bread, and you can catch them. I said, now them come from Cocodrie, Grand Isle, Matt Carroll. This is 3.8 trout. Barataria Bay, the Wrigley's, again, I was telling you about Scott Prochet and them ran all the way to Barataria Bay for out the feet, but when you want to catch those redfish, it's anywhere you go. In the Wrigley's, all them little places that when you leave out of the feet.
Two of the main things to look forward to with saltwater fishing, two of the big rivers are dropping. Atchafalaya is dropping. Also, the Mississippi River's dropping. What's happened, you're not going to have all that dirty fresh water getting pushed over there to the east. So all that good fishing that's been experienced in Cocodrie and Grand Isle, those speckled trout are probably going to make a little bit more of an eastward move. So the fishing should even get better in the Venice area. Talked to Robbie Campo over at Campo's Marina. They had a pretty good week last week, but then we had that wind that came through. It kind of messed things up. And he admitted that the shrimp that he's selling, live bait in that area, is not the best you're going to find. They're kind of soft, they're small, but it's all you got if you're going to be fishing with those. You might want to try, if you're going out, if you can get a hold of some croakers. You're probably going to have to cast net them. There's not a lot of croakers being sold in that area. Pontchartrain is pretty much devoid of any really good trout fishing. Hopefully that will return when we get back into the fall months when they move back in there. But for the most part, you're going to be catching bottom feeders. Black drum, you catch
tell
redfish.
everybody just wait till the end of September, October. He said, come on, we're going to be ready to go. Don, I'm going to talk about those shrimp and everything. Yeah, you don't need them. If you're fishing redfish, they don't have to be live. You just have to tip them a little bit. And I'm going to tell you the best bait, they made a believer out of it. It was a Gulf shrimp. It was a glow. I was fishing with Darren Elmer, you know, Topfield's brother-in-law. He was guiding us. And using a regular old jig head, chartreuse jig head with just a piece of shrimp on it. So, and it's really simple. You ready to go fresh?
Let's do it.
Well, you see all these bass tournaments coming in. Most of those fish are coming in from either Bob Black in these tournaments, and the spillway has finally turned on, but it's a little bit harder to find the good water because you've been running in some black water. The way it's falling and coming back up and then getting another little rise in the Mississippi, so things change. But when you're talking about Mississippi and Atchafalaya, if you ever been in Louisiana a long time or live in those areas of Port Allen all the way up to Atchafalaya around Marksville and Letchworth and all those areas up there, the Atchafalaya, they got pits. And you got to be very careful, especially Mississippi River pits, the Morganza pits, if you raise that. You know, Chris Lecoq, our producer and editor and everything, his family was raised fishing those pits too. The Morganza pits, here we are, we got some good pictures coming from there, brim and everything. They're also catching bass off of them pits. And they're coming from the Morganza pits. And Bayou Signac, fishing Cinco worms and everything, they're catching bass in the Bayou Signac area. Lake Palourde right now went crazy. Man, John sent me a bunch of pictures. He didn't give me a last name, but he filled it up with pictures. John, thank you. You try to be a little bit more selective, and I'm going to tell you what, the brim will bite and they're using worms. Same thing in Lake Barrett. Henderson right now catching brim, also brim turned on, but both bass and sac-a-lait are really hot at certain times. In Bell River, Lake Barrett, again, I'm going to tell you, that's where most of the fish came in all these tournaments, the bass.
All right. Well, next week I'll have some fishing reports for you that'll include where to catch some halibut, some lingcod, some maybe silver salmon,
cool
and some
too.
Red salmon. Yeah, and probably how to dress for cool weather too, because the Cajun Invasion is coming up this week. Trip I really look forward to. Outdoor writer and co-host Linda Kutcher is going to be there. She's going to be following reports back on Facebook. You can keep up with all our Cajun invaders. We got about 25 people that'll be up there over the next 2 weeks. Having a good time. I won't be here with you, but I'll send you some stuff. I know you got Sam Barbera going to come here and give you a hand with next week's show, and then I'll be back after that. Do want to remind you, continue to send your pictures and reports. Gary at Paradise, Louisiana. Shooting them with a cell phone like most people do, turn it in a horizontal position. It'll fill our screen. We'll see you next week with another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.